Okay, hello everyone. Today, our field research class, social innovation course, will talk about the not fast but sustainable at the Kyuhojiguchi Station through the slow form and by the Kintetsu Railway and OMU student. From OMU student, we will have exchange student, that is the Rotana from Cambodia. She comparative perspective on the Cambodia communities because Cambodia in the top youngest population in the Asia. And me, I'm from Vietnam. I'm Toàn, and I'm learning about the environmental and social lens towards about this program. About next, that is the India. She name is Somya, and she's will talk about the human-centered approach and the user experience. And from the OMU Japanese student, we will have the Chisato and Kanan-san. They very understanding the cultural knowledge in Japan. Let's talk about today's purpose. We will sharing what we learned in the field research course, what we research, what's the field words and the analysis. The next one, we will redefining the role the Kyuhojiguchi Station should play, and we will proposing the slow form style tenants inspired by the anchor in Jinaimachi, and presenting the draft concept to discuss the futures together with the local stakeholders here. The background of the project, we will have the Jinaimachi and the Kyuhojiguchi Station. So, what does that mean? The Kyuhojiguchi Station is located at the gateway to the Jinaimachi history district. Known is performed from the Edo period, Edo era, townscape, and very strongly cultural identity. Although the station is more in it acts an important connector between the local resident, the visitor, and the cultural heritage of the area. So, how the station roles that had changed over time from the past to the present. So, in the past, Kyuhojiguchi Station primarily served daily the commuters and nearby the resident. Its in function was the straightforward mobilities and the access. But however, the an urban dynamics had changed the number of the visitors to Jinamachi is gonna be increased, and the expectation surrounding the station also shifted. So today's the station is not longer just transit point, and it is gradually become a place of the encounter, orientation, and cultural interaction. Yet, a design and currently facilities do not fully reflect this expected role. So we will create an opportunities to remaining this purpose, and we will talk about the spatial and the culture relationship with Jinamaji, because this station and Jinamachi are spiritually close but culturally disconnected. So we will, despite it being the nearest access point at the station, does not clearly communicate and the identity, atmosphere, or the value of Jinamachi. So we will talk about the fast and the slow. At first, fast is the model that wins the global conversation. The slow, that's value that fast cannot be handled, and the form, that's meaning that the process through which value becomes shape. And the landscape of Kyuhojiguchi Station, the landscape emerging from Kyuhojiguchi Station. And this is the part to compare which one good, which one bad, worse than, about fast and slow. And the next we will talk about the everything slow that we can find it at the Kyuhojiguchi Station in Jinaimachi. We will have watch flow in there. They have so many things, very very old, and especially the old houses. They have 500 years on, uh, of the history visible in the land. You can very easy find old houses here, and a place of the memories for the local people to connecting with a different generation each other. Every time that they have the every time that they have the event. So the value creation from Kyuhojiguchi Station, we will have the internal value. The internal values, that is the value generated within the local communities, like condo temple, like at the my shop, the traditional houses, and something. They will help everybody connects local resident with another one, like urban people something, and they will create a memorable life experience for the people in the area. The next value we will have external value, that is evaluation and support coming outside of the community. So it's gonna be like the crowdfunding, the external recognition. They will able to promote the attractiveness of the local area and helps the revitalize the community even further. About the few findings at the Kyuji station today, from the our fieldwork, we observed the currently condition of the Kyuhojiguchi station. At the first floor, we even on the Saturday afternoon, the number of the people passing through that's very quiet, small. So we also noticed that the few store that useful for everybody. At the second floors, we will uses for the most passengers simply pass through here very quickly, although the concourse is wide and its location far from ticket gate is make difficult for passengers to see what inside. So in that direction, so the area appears very dark, and which reduce will welcoming the impression. So about that, we will surrounding the townscape, like intern the townscape. We will find the abandoned abandoned house that we can starting to collapse, being the demolitions. And we also saw the building that do not harmonize yet. S- so we can include in both the de- deteriorated houses and the modern houses that construct strongly with the traditional scenery. About the surrounding environment, we will also examine it, the area surrounding the station, and there are several the degraded shopping street and the vacant properties under the construction. So the station is next to the loop road chill light, so which creates noise and the air pollution. So the neighborhood cannot be mainly residential, but there are a few rental units from the single resident, and the only limited number of the supermarket and the convenience store, conveni, and the restaurant.
From our research in Jinaimachi, we discovered that this area is not just a historical site, it is a living community with strong identity and collective memory. The history of Jinaimachi is still visible and active until today. and it established almost 500 years ago. The town retained unique features such as its original grid structure and preservation effort supported through public subsidy. This is not a history that exists only in museums. It continues to exist through building, landscape, and daily life. The town beauty comes not from a tourism development, but from ordinary life that value cleanliness, harmony, and respect for the past. We observe very little, no cigarette butt, and very few abandoned bicycles. Modern life and historical architecture coexist naturally, and this balance is a part of a town identity. Jinaimachi is not only about historical value, it is also shaped by memory and community activities. Residents regularly organize events such as carton planting and handicraft workshop, lantern festival, Simenawa making and Koma shrine, and community gathering. Children also participate through school walking tour, helping them connect with their town from an early age. And for the people voice, we hear a strong feeling of pride and responsibility toward the future. Residents hope to protect the past while building a system that support the future. They envision the townscape into a seven gate that symbolize peace. They also wish for a community where long-time residents and newcomers can live together comfortably, and for children to carry on the legacy of the town. Finally, many residents expressed a desire for Kyuhojiguchi Station to become active and meaningful again. This voice shows that the community is ready to share their story and welcome visitors who come to experience it. So, based on both the Korean challenges of the station and the unique terrain found in Jinaimachi, what role should Kyuhojiguchi Station play? We believe that Kyuhojiguchi Station should not become a place that competes in speed or medical trend like fast, but instead it should be a place where living history connect people with the town and lead to building the future. In other words, the station should embrace what fast medical development cannot imitate: the culture, the memory, and the warmth of the community that already exists in Kyoji. By allowing history to be experienced in everyday life, the station can become a gentle transition space, a place where local residents and visitors meet, feel connected, and gradually enter the story of Jinaimachi. Through this connection, we believe the station can create new value not by being fast but by being meaningful. On this slide, our concept focus on history, relationship, time, and regional identity, rather than creating a community that is mass and fast. We aim to establish a culture that is unique, slow, and long-lasting. If the station evolves into a slow form, it will not only increase the number of visitors and repeat users at Kyuhojiguchi Station, but it will also encourage both residents and visitors to develop a stronger sense of pride and emotional attachment to the town. This result is deeper connection with the community and an awareness of its unique identity. As more people begin to notice and appreciate their surroundings, we overlook history and culture of Kyuhojiguchi will naturally become visible. This growing awareness is expected to inspire residents to share new ideas and opinions, eventually contributing to more livable environment and well-established community space. Ultimately, our goal is to be a community where people feel comfortable, connected, and mentally relaxed, allowing the town identity to grow slowly and sustainable over time. So let's talk about the tenant plan or zone concept that we have made. You can see on the screen. The first we have two images. The first is the current state of the station space where there's no clear identity and the area appear empty and unused. And in the second image, we show our proposal plan. Instead of filling the space randomly, we selected tenant according to the slow form concept, focusing on daily comfort, cultural continuity, and small-scale interaction. This soon aims to transform the same station from a space people simply pass through into a space where both residents and travelers want to stop, explore, and spend time. Okay, so now I will explain why some type of tenant may not be suitable for Kyuhojiguchi Station. The surrounding area is a quiet and peaceful residential neighborhood, and many residents are elderly. In addition, data from Yao City show that people in this area tend to spend more time on daily necessity and medical related service rather than entertainment or nightlife activity. Based on our fieldwork, we also identify several things that residents prefer to avoid. They do not want noise or activity that create late night crowd. They also wish to avoid strong or unpleasant smell as well as littering space. Additionally, gambling-related tenants are considered unsuitable for this area. This concern shows how important it is to maintain a calm, clean, and safe environment. By respecting what residents do not want, we can make more thoughtful decisions that can create a station space, respond to local lifestyle, and support long-term community well-being. Um, okay, so now I will introduce our proposal for the first floor. The concept of the first floor area is living landscape, a place that supports slow and comfortable everyday life. Our aim is to create a warm environment that supports both resident and tenant. Instead of being just a space that people pass through, we want it to become a space where people naturally want to stop, stay, and feel connected. This concept is inspired by a quiet daily life of Jinaimachi. By reflecting its calm atmosphere, we hope the station can become a gentle transition space where people encounter others, discover new connections, and find new appreciation for the history that continue to live in this area. Our goal include creating a slow life environment that represents the identity of the community, raising user satisfaction in terms of comfort and safety, increasing participation and repeat visitor at events, and expanding the average time people spend at the station. We also aim to deep and local resident understanding and pride in their own community. And this is the map of the our proposal that we want to put some shop inside it.
First, for the ground floor tenants, we propose the following nine types of shops and spaces: a craft exhibition space, the Jinaimachi Town Information Center, the florist, bento and deli shops, kids space, study area, farmers market, mini library and manga, and dessert and bar. The reason for selecting these tenants are based on three main perspectives. First, whether they reflect the local identity and character of Kyuhoji. Second, whether they support the everyday lives of residents and visitors. And third, whether they help people connect with one another and build a sense of community. Now, from these nine tenants, I would like to introduce to three in more detail. First, a craft shop or a craft workshop. Second, a farmer's market or like a freshly produced market. And third, learning or study space. The first tenant is the craft shop. The target users range widely from children to elderly residents in the local community. In terms of operation, the same space will be shared by different instructors who will use it on a daily or weekly rotation basis. During times when it is difficult to attract visitors, such as weekdays when people are at school or work, the space will also function as a craft shop selling handmade products created by the instructors. This flexible use allows the space to remain active through the day while supporting local creativity. Second, the farmer's market or freshly produced market. The second tenant is the freshly produced market, and its main target users are local residents and train station users. This shop supports residents' daily lives by providing fresh, locally grown vegetables while also allowing commuters to conveniently stop by on their way home from work. In addition, by selling processed foods made from local specialty products, the shop also helps support local farmers and regional industries. Third, the learning or study space. The third tenant aims at local residents and station users. For this space, we are planning a partnership with the company Self Cafe. Through this collaboration, it becomes possible to secure a place for learning within the community without the need for large scale systems or new building construction. This approach allows for a low cost, flexible, and sustainable learning environment for the community. Now, I would like to introduce a proposal for the second floor redevelopment, designed as a cultural platform focused on community, interaction, and cultural exchange. Talking about the concept, our vision for the second floor is to create a warm, welcoming community space where local residents, commuters, and visitors can naturally interact. The goal is to cultivate a place that feels both comfortable and engaging, a space that enhances everyday life while offering a sense of special connection. We aim to establish an environment where traditional culture, including art, haiku, calligraphy, and local food culture, harmonizes seamlessly with modern creative activities. This balance will form a unique cultural platform that strengthens the regional identity of Kyuhoji Station. Ultimately, we aspire to transform the second floor from a simple pass through area into a destination where people genuinely want to stay. Now, talking about the goals, through the creation of this cultural platform, we seek to achieve the following goals: promote a slow life atmosphere that reflects the unique character of the region, improve the public perspective of the station area, increasing survey scores related to comfort, peace of mind, and pleasantness, boost participation in local events, that is, welcoming new visitors while encouraging repeat attendance, increase both the number of station users and their average dwell time, deepen residents' understanding of the local area as reflected in community surveys. Third, proposed second floor tenants. Our selection of tenants has been made carefully to support the local engagement, strengthen cultural creativity, and promote or provide practical convenience for residents, workers, and visitors. The proposed tenants are the takeout shop, the dessert takeout shop, and the Japanese sake bar, bazaar or like a monthly flea market, the bento lunchbox shop, the station piano installation, art programs like photography, art, haiku, calligraphy, and community exchange events. The reason why we have made the selection of the following tenants is because it encourages regional participation and supports the local creators. It promotes cultural exchange and fosters creativity, and it enhances the convenience for everyday users of the station, creates a warm, inviting, slow life ambience, and provides opportunities for meaningful social encounters and connections. Next, I would like to introduce the curated events planned for the second floor and course. These included events an art gallery and a bazaar or a flea market. Now, talking about the event space. First, for the event space, we are planning like a game week held for 1 week each month. This event will include individual games such as quizzes and puzzle solving activities, as well as group based games such as board games and card games. The puzzle solving activities will focus on the history and charm of Kyuhoji Jinaimachi, encouraging participation to think more deeply about the area and its cultural value. Meanwhile, the multiplayer games, such as card games, aim to create a small natural interaction among people who have gotten off the train at Kyohoji Station. By staying in this concourse for a short time after arriving, spontaneous communication and community connections can naturally emerge. Secondly, the art gallery. The second initiative, themes such as the charm of Kyuhoji, Jinaimachi will be set on a monthly relating basis, and artworks will be openly collected, exhibited, voted on, and awarded. This process encourages people to observe the environment of Jinaimachi more closely and to express its appeal in their own unique way. In addition, the gallery aims to attract people to casually stop by the station, linger for a moment, and enjoy viewing of the artworks. Finally, the bazaar and the flea market is planned to be held once a month, mainly on weekends. The local residents will be able to bring and sell second hand items and handmade products, creating an opportunity for direct participation and exchange within the community. Although this idea is still in the planning stage, we believe it would be interesting to use the profits generated from the bazaar to support the operation and management of the Kyuhojiguchi Station concourse. Finally, I would like to conclude this presentation. The theme of our project is Living History in the Present Connects People and the Town and Creates the Future. First, we aim for Kyuhojiguchi Station to become a place that is deeply connected to the everyday lives of local residents, transforming the station into a space where people genuinely want to stay, not just pass through. Through this process, both residents and visitors can begin to reconsider the environment of Kihoji Janaimachi as something personal and meaningful to them. By engaging with history that is still alive today, people can share ideas and opinions and together develop new forms of livability and value for the area. In this project, we focused on the revitalization of Kyuhojiguchi Station, placing special emphasis on using living history as a tool to create connection between people and to provide opportunities to rediscover the town's unique charm. We sincerely hope that this initiative will expand towards the station and from the station into the town, creating a positive and lasting impact. Thank you so much for listening.